Hello, Pisces love. Welcome into your divine new moon solar eclipse reading. I am so grateful and honored to be here with you today, love. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me. Before we get started with your reading today, I do want to share with you all that this is part 2 of a 3-part series that I am creating for each of the astrology signs for this eclipse season. So in part 1, we discussed and received messages of guidance that were in connection to the full moon lunar eclipse, which was in the sign of Pisces, that took place on Sunday, September 7th. So if you missed part 1 of your signs reading, I do recommend you go back and watch that reading just so you can get a full overview of what it is that you are working to transmute and transform during this eclipse season. And I also really recommend it because it took place in your sign Pisces, and it was just a really beautiful, straightforward reading that we had for Pisces. So if you feel called to, I will link that in the description box down below, or you can find it on my channel as well. But today in part 2, we will be receiving messages of guidance that are in connection to what you are initiating into your life, what you're inviting into your life with this new moon solar eclipse that is happening in the sign of Virgo on Sunday, September 21st. And then for part 3, which I'll be sharing in a couple weeks, we will be receiving messages of guidance that are in connection to everything that you will be integrating from the lessons and experiences that you worked through during the bulk of this eclipse season. So make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, Selfunity, so that you can catch all 3 parts to your signs reading for this eclipse season. But let's go ahead and get into your reading today, Pisces. So for your reading today, we are going to pull a theme card from the Spellcasting Oracle cards here. So while I'm shuffling, if there's anything that's been on your mind that you would like to receive guidance on, or any questions that you have, just take a moment to quietly set those intentions and ask those questions now. And trust that you'll receive the answers exactly when you're meant to. All right, let's see what is Pisces initiating with this new moon solar eclipse. Okay, love, and before we unveil your theme card, we're also going to pull your tarot cards from the Cozy Witch Tarot deck, which this deck may look familiar to you. I did use this in the full moon readings as well. And Pisces, I do apologize. I have a little bit of allergies going on today, so I'm a little bit more in that energy of trying to catch my breath here and there. So if I'm sighing, it's because I'm trying to catch my breath a bit from those allergies that are coming in, but I apologize for that. Okay, so we have your 2 tarot cards. And let's go ahead and get 2 more. Okay, we'll grab those 2. Wow, your cards came out in a very unique way. Okay, so let's see, what is your theme, Pisces? Oh, we have dreams. Dreams. Okay. So first off, Pisces, you are most likely having very vivid dreams, and you're receiving signs and synchronicities in your dreams. And Pisces, this is something that you may already know. So Spirit's reminding me of your full moon reading. It was very straightforward because Pisces, you have been in this energy of just really being on point with your intuition, with your life path and your choices. Like, you just know what it is that you want and you're going after it. You're making it happen. And it's like this energy of all your dreams have come true, have unfolded. And now you're living out your dreams in your immediate reality, okay? So with this dreams card too, there was also the message around just really being on point with your intuitive gifts, your psychic gifts, clairvoyancy, clairsentience. Like, you're just on it. Clairaudience, all the clairs, claircognizant. You just know what it is that you want and where it is that you're meant to be when you're meant to be, and you're just really following your intuition, and it's magically aligning all of your desires and dreams and manifestations to come to light, like so quickly. And so now you're at you're at a point in your life where you're finally living out the depth of your dreams and all that you've worked really hard to achieve. And if you feel like you're not quite there just yet, it is available to you right now in this moment. It is here now to you in this moment. So take a moment to just really reflect and process on where you're at, and you may see that where you're at now is where past you dreamed of being. You're there now. With this Dreams card coming out to Pisces, I see that you may also be, because you've reached this point of finally receiving your dreams, your desires, your manifestations, you're now at a point of creating new dreams and desires and manifestations. You know, we never stop dreaming for more. And so there may be new revelations around what the dream really is and what that really means to you. And so what I'm seeing around that message, Pisces, is Spirit's giving me very surface level examples. So maybe you have dreamed in the past to have a certain amount of money or a specific like level of physical comfort. Okay, so maybe you wanted your dream house or the dream job. But now that you are living that dream, you have the dream job, you have the dream home, you're in the perfect city, you have the full bank account, your wallet's filled with money. Now that you have all those things, you're realizing that the dream was never about the physicality of it. It was more about what it could provide for you. Okay, so maybe in the sense of it provided you with this sense of safety and security, but you're recognizing that those things didn't start with the physicality of it. You allowed yourself to embody a sense of safety and security within your own being, so much so that it allowed you to attract and manifest things in the physical and the external that would kind of confirm and prove to you that now you're feeling safe and secure within yourself, and the universe is just matching that energy and bringing in those physical dreams, those physical manifestations that you had once desired and required. And so you may be shifting a little bit your meaning around what it means to feel secure and safe when it comes to those physical things that are coming in as proof, or those things that are a little bit more tangible to assure to you or confirm to you that you have that sense of physical safety. And it may not just be that, okay? It may be other things such as love and relationships. It may be something around wisdom and intelligence, okay? Maybe you really wanted to prove to yourself that you're intelligent, you're wise, so you signed up to go to school, maybe get your bachelor's or your master's degree, and then you received it, and all along the journey, now that you've received it, you've come into this realization that you were always intelligent, you were always wise, and you didn't need that piece of paper or all that's going to prove that to you. And so you're just really reflecting on and reassessing where these dreams and desires originally stemmed from, and how you can kind of transform your future dreams, like the dreams that you're going to be initiating now for your future self to receive. Okay, it's going to have a different level of potency to it. Okay, but let's go ahead and go a little deeper. Let's see what your tarot cards are. So we have 12, the Patient Witch. Learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary. This just came out in Aquarius's reading as well, okay? We also have 7 of Swords. Are your actions really as selfless as you think, okay? And let's see what else we have. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Slowly but surely you're going places. And we have 6 of Wands, so 6 to 7. 6 of Wands, you're kind of a big deal, so start acting like it. Okay, let's see what's going on with your tarot here, Pisces. Okay, Pisces, so I really feel that your tarot is almost confirming what we talked about, where you're getting to make different choices now, okay? Like you've received something that you've been working very hard towards, achieving and receiving. And even though it's very bountiful, it's very beautiful, it has brought you a lot of joy. It's brought you a lot of confirmation around what it is that you are trying to receive and manifest and experience from that manifestation, from that dream. Again, you are now in a space where you're questioning what those dreams are actually providing you on a deeper level versus just the surface level. And that's okay, Pisces. Like, it's okay to dream about things that you wanted because you thought it would provide you with something. And then to receive that dream, to receive that manifestation, and realize that, maybe it wasn't exactly what you thought it would be. It doesn't mean that you can't celebrate the accomplishment of what it is that you've received or what you've achieved. It just means that you had to go through that process in order to gain the wisdom and the deeper understanding of where you're at now, what you're processing now on a mental and emotional level and a physical level. It's all a culmination of your journey that you're walking now, where you're really questioning your perspectives and your mindset around the choices that you've made and what was the driving force behind those choices, okay? And so with that, Pisces, this new moon is just asking you to really go into yourself, into that space of reflection, and just ask yourself, what is the driving force behind your dreams, behind these manifestations? Is it about what that physical thing can provide to you, or what it seems to provide to you, or is it about something deeper? And then there's also this energy coming in around, are you trying to prove a point to somebody or to yourself? Because if you are trying to prove a point to somebody or yourself, then you need to really reflect on and ask yourself if it's important to you to prove that point, and if it's going to bring you a sense of fulfillment. And for some of you it might, okay, but for some of you, you might get there on the journey and get the dream, have it fulfilled, and then learn that it wasn't about needing to prove that point, or you didn't need to do that to begin with, okay? These are just thoughts and questions that are coming through that Spirit really wants you to reflect on within yourself, so you can find the deeper understanding, the deeper driving force behind your dreams and desires, and why it is you want the things that you want and what they're going to actually provide to you. Okay, now Pisces, again, Spirit's coming back around to what we shared in the beginning, where you are very much in alignment with your psychic gifts and intuitive abilities and your manifesting abilities. And so when you allow yourself to access the root of the root of truth behind your choices and your desires and your dreams, those things are going to come in very quickly. They may not necessarily happen overnight, but once you set your sight on a goal and you seal that vision with complete confidence and assuredness, it's going to come in very quickly, very magically, and you're going to be very victorious in that. So Spirit's also saying to get very clear on what it is that you want to experience, and to be very sure about what it's actually going to provide to you, so that you aren't in this space of manifesting things that are like surface level energy. Like, you want something very deep, something very profound, something that's meaningful. So don't just manifest things for the sake of manifesting it, or just to say you have it, or maybe just to prove a point to somebody. Allow yourself to manifest it, align with it, work towards it, because it's something that's actually going to bring you fulfillment and allow you to feel good, allow you to feel safe, allow you to feel secure. And because it's a choice that you made and that you felt passionate about. Okay, love? Okay, so let's go ahead and pull your oracle card now. So we're going to pull a couple oracle cards from the Seasons of the Witch Litha Oracle. Whew, and I apologize, Pisces. I am a little breathy in this reading today. I feel like I can't catch my breath today, but we are getting these readings done because the new moon solar eclipse is upon us, and I want to make sure you have this guidance. Okay, so you had an extra card come out. So let's see what we have. We have Sunset Dinner 39. This is a very popular card in these readings this week. So 39, an invitation awaits you. Yell to the stars that you are ready to go. Yes, once you know what it is that you want, Pisces, you're going to be able to receive it. You're going to signal to the universe that this is what you want, and they're going to bring it in for you. There may be a period of stillness, a period of you having to be a little bit patient with yourself. You know, we have slowly but surely here. We have the patient witch here, but it will come in. There was another message coming through with this too. It was around influence. Okay. It was around influence. So Spirit was saying too, once you decide what you want, Pisces, and you make the choice around what it is that you want, make sure that you're making this choice for yourself. So kind of circling back around to feeling this energy of like needing to prove a point to somebody or to yourself. And so Spirit's saying that, you know, all the choices in your life that you've made up to this point are choices that you have had to live with. Okay, they're not choices or experiences or situations that your parents have had to live with, your grandparents, your siblings, your aunties, your uncles, your teachers, your mentors. These are all choices that you have to live with. And so make sure that you're making these choices for yourself, that you're following the truth of your heart, your soul's calling, because you're the one that's going to have to live with and embody all that you're calling in, all that you're aligning to. And if you choose to make a different choice, if you choose to change paths or to align with something else because your dream has changed, your vision has changed, then that's okay. It doesn't matter what anybody else says or thinks about these changes that you're making in your life. It only matters what you think, what you feel about these choices that you're making in your life and what it is that you're calling in and aligning to. So just remember that, okay, love? Okay, we also have butterflies. Number 2, here in the unknown, you will find the essence of who you really are and what magic awaits. Here in the unknown, you will find the essence of who you really are and what magic awaits. Yes. And then we have Cancer, number 3. Call yourself back from all space and time to feel, sense, and reflect on the oceans of your presence within. So look at that. We have 2 to 3 taking steps here. You also had 6 to 7 and 12 with 1, 2. And the night is also 11, 11, 12. Okay. So with these 2 cards here though, Pisces, so 1, you may have Cancer placements, or, you know, I always think that Cancer and Pisces are very similar signs. They do have their nuances, but very similar signs. This is very much very similar energy to Pisces. You know, you're both water signs. You're both very intuitive. You're both big feelers. You're both big dreamers. And you both deeply, deeply care about your loved ones, okay? And so what I'm getting with this too, and the Sunset Dinner here, Pisces, is I feel that some of the dreams that you have achieved and accomplished as of late were dreams and desires that may have been implicated on you from other people, from outside influence. And some of that is why you're going into that deeper reflection and really asking yourself why you're chasing after these dreams, why you're working towards these goals, why you're trying to manifest these things. And it's not fully in alignment with the truth of yourself. It's something that was implicated on you or influenced on you from outside people, situations, or experiences, you know? So it's almost like that energy of like seeing the celebrities on this big screen, and they have all the money in the world, and they've got the bougie bags and all the fashion gurus, the stylists, you know, cleaners for their house and all these things. And then maybe you're working to get to a point like that, and then you get there, you get a little bit of fame, all eyes are on you, and you realize that it was just very surface level what you were actually chasing after. You didn't really know what it actually meant to hold that type of power or to hold that dream or manifestation. And so you're really questioning, why did you even want that in the first place? Okay. Another example coming in is, you know, maybe you're your whole childhood life, your parents always told you that you're going to grow up and do something very specific. You know, parents are always like, you're going to grow up and become a doctor. You're going to grow up and become a lawyer. You're going to grow up and do this very prestigious job, this career, according to society's standards. So you grew up, you went to medical school, you went and got your degree in law, and then you started working in that field and you realized that it was never really your dream to begin with. It was a dream that somebody else inflicted upon you. And so where you're at now, Pisces, is really questioning, where did these dreams come from? Where did these desires come from? Where were they initiated into your being, into your mindset, into your perspective? And is that something that you truly desire? It may be. Okay, it may be. You may just be going through a bit of processing, a bit of reflecting. Maybe you just need to pivot a little bit. Maybe you went to medical school to become a doctor, but you're learning that maybe the type of doctor you've become is not really your niche. Like, you really don't enjoy that niche, or you want to move to a different area of being a doctor, you know. So maybe like you're an OBGYN, but you want to do surgeries instead, or, you know, like delivering babies, but you want to maybe become an eye doctor instead, you know, something like that. Or, you know, maybe you've become a lawyer and you want to, you know, maybe you're helping people with like divorce and relationships and things like that, but you're realizing it's just not really your calling, and maybe you want to go help people who maybe struggle to afford lawyers, you know, something like that, where you're just really needing to pivot in the industry that you're already in. Or for some of you, maybe you just need to leave it all behind, because again, you're realizing that maybe that's not actually the dream that you had for yourself, that you envisioned for yourself. And so you're aligning to a deeper understanding, deeper reflections around what it is that you actually want and why you actually want those things. Where's the driving force behind you actually wanting those things coming in? And so with these cards coming out here for you, Pisces, the butterflies and the Cancer and the sunset dinner, you are definitely being guided to surrender to a place of stillness with yourself, so you can really come into the truth of what it is that you actually want, what it is that you actually desire, and how you're going to allow yourself to align to those new spaces, connections, and industries and energies. And it's okay, Pisces. It's okay to make a change. And again, I was using very drastic examples, Spirit saying, like, you know, they brought in some very drastic examples, but those are just examples. I feel that your pivot here, like where you're pivoting, it's more so about what I talked about in the beginning, where you've received the dream and now you're just really reflecting on what's the driving force behind that dream and how can you better align to the actual purpose, the actual driving force of what you actually want to get out of this dream, out of this manifestation, out of this experience, out of this relationship. And also how can you provide that to yourself now that you're in those spaces? And for some of you, it may be moving out of it, or just pivoting a little, or shifting your perspective and viewing these experiences and connections from a different lens. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull your last card now, Pisces. So we are going to pull one last card from the Druid Plant Oracle. And I felt really guided to use this deck today for the new moon solar eclipse readings, because when we come upon new moons, we are often planting seeds of intention. So we are going to see what plant seed you are feeling guided to plant with this new moon. So let's see what your plant is. Ooh, we have primrose. Primrose, making magic, coming back to self, stillness. Also beauty, finding the beauty with where you're at now, Pisces. Finding the beauty in this present moment. Also bringing a little love, bringing a little sunshine, a little joy to this present moment. But I do not know much about primrose, so let's go ahead and read from the book. I've been reading from the book for these cards, so let's see. We have Primrose, love, creativity, and rebirth, romantic illusion, and the quest for wholeness. Yeah, that's where you're at, the quest for wholeness. So this says, because they are so small and beautiful and are among the first flowers to appear after winter, primroses have always been associated with romantic love and new beginnings. Drawing this card may indicate that a new love is entering your life or that a fresh wave of tenderness will appear in an existing partnership. Our relationships, like our dreams, have seasons, and however long you have been together, it is still possible for a new cycle to begin. Alternatively, the card may be indicating not the dawn of romantic love, but the rising of creativity within you. The primrose is the flower of the bard, and each of us has a bard within us who longs to sing the song of their soul and tell the story of your heart. Out of the cauldron of Ceridwen came 3 drops, and the changes wrought in Guyenbach were profound and many. A third possibility is that rather than love or creativity, this card is pointing to a birthing of wisdom. That sums up perfectly what we shared about in your reading here, love. But let's go ahead and read the reverse meaning. I'm not feeling called to do this for all signs, but I'm feeling called to for your sign today. So let's see what it says here. The search for romantic love can easily turn into a trap that ensnares you in a world of illusion. Hollywood tries to ensure that none of us feels fulfilled unless we are in the throes of a passionate love affair, and yet experience, and now studies of brain chemistry, tells us that the initial stages of love give way either to disillusion and separation or a less intense form of affection, care, and companionship that can lead to a fruitful and long-lasting relationship. If you've chosen this card reversed, you may need to objectively assess whether you have fallen prey to the illusory aspect of romantic love. To what degree is your quest in life to find completion through another human being or through yourself? Yes, so that's speaking to that energy of, making choices for other people in your life. And for some of you, we didn't really talk about relationships in your reading with the primrose. I guess it symbolizes this aspect of relationships and divine love. And so for some of you too, maybe you have recently left a long-term relationship, or you're again maybe questioning those beliefs and implications that were put on you from elders, teachers, mentors, and you're learning to distance yourself from those conditioned beliefs or those ways of being. But if you resonate with the romantic relationship where maybe you've distanced yourself or you've made some changes in your personal life, you are learning how to be on your own once again and really find your space in this new space of being on your own, being separated from that connection and trying to just find yourself and what that means for you moving forward. Okay, love. So take it easy as you work through this energy, Pisces, because you are working through a lot. You're discovering new things about yourself. You're discovering the deeper meaning behind your path and your journey in life. And you're reflecting on what you want to experience moving forward on a soul level and what's actually important to you within yourself, within your heart, within your soul center. And so for some of you too, you may be discovering or trying to align with the energy of your life purpose, this energy of destiny, and just uncovering the deeper wisdom that your soul and heart intuition already knows. And now it's just about allowing yourself to embrace that, embody it, and align with it outside of you as well. So that is it for your reading today, Pisces. I really thank you for letting me bring forth these messages of guidance for you. It was a really beautiful reading. We got some really beautiful insight for you on this journey. And again, just make sure that you take care as you take in these messages of guidance and process them and work through them. And Pisces, if you need a little deeper insight or more specific guidance to you, I do offer personal readings. You just have to send me a DM on Instagram at selfunity, and we can set up a personal reading for you just to help offer some deeper support to you as you work through these energies during this time. Okay, love. So Thank you once again, Pisces. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up. And I'm wishing you a beautiful, blessed new moon solar eclipse. Until next time, bye, love.